Hello, welcome back everybody. So today I thought I'd put a video out just cuz we don't with the homemade squiddy, which I wanted to get out before any of these other videos. I just thought like the stuff I have to do in that video is just kind of time consuming, and I wanted to get a video out at least on how to make some form of a butterfly knife for like beginners, like out of easy materials. So that's what I'm going to do today. So yeah, as you can see, I actually have a bunch more squiddy parts that I've done, but that's from my past video that I couldn't upload because I had to delete it. But, yeah, but I do have more stuff made, and just so you guys know, I'm not giving up on the squiddy. It's just really hard to record with the storage I have. But, so right now, I'm going to be teaching you how to make a homemade butterfly knife. It's not going to be sharp, it's going to be a trainer, but in the future, I guess you could add like a blade to it, but it might be hard because we're going to be making this out of wood. But even though it's wood, like, people buy squiddies, which is plastic, so I mean, like, this might just be a fun project to try. So we're gonna have to go find a good piece of wood, and I'll be right back. So basically we want wood that is small enough that would work, and I thought the last of that wood, so right here is what I want, but I used that on my airsoft shotgun to actually pump. But the stuff on the top is kind of out of commission right now, and I can't take that apart. So, but I was looking in the back of this, and I actually found some way back, right there, that little piece. So we're good to go. Okay, so we have our wood. I'm doing this inside just because it's a lot easier to record and stuff. But also, it might help you guys know that this is a pretty easy project, and you don't need to like have a bunch of tools and everything. Honestly, what I'm using is just a razor blade. We got the wood and maybe like a chisel or sandpaper and stuff. I don't have the sandpaper in here just because I don't want to get my room all dusty. But I will go out back to the garage to sand it. But basically all you need is the wood and a knife. And I guess some screws for like pins and everything, but that's not too hard to find. And if you had to, you could use a paper clip or a nail. But I want this to hold up, so I'll be using the nice screws. So basically this is the wood I have. As you can see on my homemade shotgun, I had wood like this, and I thought that was the last of it, but I actually found this in the back, and even though it's bowed, this will be fine. Like, the pieces we're going to be using are going to be small, so it's not like I need this whole piece. So basically I have my knife here. I'm not going to be using that top part. I'm just going to cut out a rough section of what I need. This is probably about like, I don't know, I'm like 5 inches maybe, 6, 7. 1, 2, 3, like probably 6. So just cut out a piece you want. If you have a butterfly knife, use that as like a stencil, and if you don't, just cut out a good length, maybe the length of your hand put out. But again, I'm cutting it big just so I can clean up some edges. Okay, so this is basically like common sense, but obviously if you're using a razor blade or a knife, just be careful, don't cut yourself. I don't want to be responsible for anything, but pretty sure we can all handle this maturely, I guess, whatever. So you can use a saw, but I feel like most people, well, I don't know, a knife might, I don't know. But I feel like most people it'd be easier for them just to cut it with a knife rather than a saw, depending on what situation they're in. But basically, get the place you want. I have it lined up right here, and then you just kind of pull down to make the first mark. And I don't really care if this table gets cut, we're gonna replace it anyways. And then you just keep on pulling down in strokes, and when it's this thin, you can cut right through. Okay, so we have this cut. Now I'm going to clean up this edge, but I did leave a lot of room towards the top because it split like in the middle towards here, so it should be the perfect size. I actually didn't plan on it being that good, but that's almost perfect. So I'm going to clean this up, and then I'm going to cut these in half probably. I don't know. I'm just going to clean this up, and then I'll see you there. Okay, there we go. So we got a nice piece. Okay, so I just took the hardware off of one end of the handle. And I'm gonna clean the washers and re-lube it and everything anyways, so I don't really mind taking it apart. But I'm gonna trace the handle, and then I'm gonna probably take the other handle off and just trace this blade, because I don't do that often. But I might make the end of the the tang part a little longer, because I'm probably gonna do I'm probably gonna do tang pins instead of Zen pins, just because getting that lined up on a wood piece is kind of hard, and having an extra pin, like, it's just easier to do tang pins because you can just press it into the blade like that. So I'll probably do tang pins. But really quick, another quick tip is if your handles taper like this, which probably almost every Balisong handle does, actually, yeah, like every Balisong handle tapers, don't put it straight and cut, because then you're gonna have a tiny sliver that you have to cut. Basically line it up perfectly flat, and then you just have one angle to cut. Because like if you were cutting this out from the middle, you'd have a sliver on this side and a sliver on that side, but if you have it lined up at the angle, then you just have one angle. Just a little thing. Also, go to the line right here and then kind of curl it around so you get a line there, and then do the same for the other side. And then once you have those little indents, line your ruler up on them, and then start a line on the back. Because once you're halfway deep on this side, like halfway, then just start on the back and it cuts way better. Okay, so we got all the pieces cut, and now I'm going to move on to making the blade of the knife. And if you're wondering what this band-aid is, let's just say I didn't get the memo about being mature and safe, okay? I may have cut myself a little bit, but honestly, I was just doing it as an example of what not to do. Totally. But all jokes aside, do not cut yourself, be safe, and don't take a chunk out of your thumb while you're making your knife, okay? Just be smart. And as I start cutting this, there will be a reenactment of what happened. Okay, yeah, so just keep your fingers away from the edge of the ruler. Yeah, but honestly, do not cut yourself. I'm not gonna be responsible. Only responsible for me, okay? That was pretty stupid. Just be safe. So I got that cut out, and I'm gonna head into the garage and cut that out. And I'm also gonna sand these down. I think I'm gonna do that off camera just because this video is already getting super long. But I just basically all you do, just put a piece of sandpaper down, rub it on top, and then shorten this to your lines, and then just curve it with your hand. I'm doing this all by hand, don't worry, you don't need power tools, just... Okay, so now I have my pieces cut out and roughly shaped. Got the blade, got the handles, and what am I gonna say? So yeah, so even though I did this off camera and everything, don't be like, because I feel like I watch videos on tutorials and they just say what to do, and I really want to go in depth with this types of stuff, but again, like, I can't make super long videos, and this one's probably getting super long. I don't really know at this point, but just know that it's not super hard or anything. Like, I had this, okay, so really quick, what you want to do is, even though this was on a bigger piece of wood, just cut out a square around it with the edges like left, and basically from that square you can sand down or cut. Honestly, I got a plane, a hand plane, and got down to closer to the line, and then I just got a file and filed down until I got to the line, and it's not super hard, so just do that. And then this stuff, I just, oh, so really quick, this is what I did for the handles. So just pretend these are the rough shaped ones. All I did was got piece of sandpaper and just rubbed it down on the edges. And I did that for both sides for a little bit till it was pretty smooth. And then what you want to do is, well, that curve is there. I need to make this curved more, but I'm not doing it all the way down to that, because since this is wood, it's going to be light, and I find that longer knives are easier to flip, like doing rollovers and stuff, so I'm going to leave it long. But just make it the size, like your preference. See, like down here I didn't either, but like all I'm doing is just sanding with the curve, and you want to change direction every now and then. So that's all I'm doing. I was just doing that. And you can do this on like a belt sander. Like, these are small pieces of wood, so you don't really need that, but if you want to go by super quick, just do that. And then, as you can see, mine's a little dirty on each side, so just sand the face down. And also, you don't need to do this to both sides, but the side that you're going to have up, so basically you have two pieces of the knife. So if I'm going to have this side up, you're going to want to round the edges off on the edges to keep them not sharp. And then also the side on the other one, that where the blade's going in between, do that side and that side. And on the inside, you do want to do a quick run on the sandpaper just because sharp edges chip. So you just want to round it off, but you really want to do the outside ones to round it off for basically however much you want so it's most comfortable.